Hello, 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 hello. I'm back today playing some more Pokemon Crystal, continuing our shiny badge quest. Still on the hunt for our shiny starter, Cyndaquil. We're currently sitting at 9,400 encounters. So, yeah, a little bit over odds now. So maybe we'll get it today. Have to wait and see. But we should be able to do another 200 resets today. Should be good. We didn't stream yesterday because there was football on, and I kind of wish I'd just streamed, to be honest. It wasn't great. But anyway, we are back today. So with that being said, shall we switch over and get into this hunt? Okay. I think I've got everything set up. Sure, I think we are good to go. So let's do it. First reset of the day. Is it going to be male? It is. Is it going to be shiny? No, it's not. All right. First female. Why do I write that? not the female. Hi Carl, how are you doing today? Thank you. I'm good, thanks. I have a friend who does all my layouts and backgrounds and all that kind of stuff. Oh no, you can say it, it's fine. It's literally in my game. Yeah, most people call me by my actual name rather than Crazy. I feel like people don't like calling me Crazy because normally that's used in a negative way. But I quite like it. But whichever way people prefer to call me, Adam, Crazy, Cresswell, whatever. I do not mind. That's fair. Understandable. That's your surname? I mean, that would be very unique. Yeah, no. Do you want me to remove that from the chat log? Okay. I can't imagine many people are going through my chat log, to be fair. Yeah. I'm lucky enough to have a surname where there's famous people with a similar name to me. because there's a footballer with the name Aaron Cresswell. So whenever you type, like, whenever you search my name, it comes up with him instead, even though it's not even the same name. Oh, yeah, that is not good. Oh no, no, his parents. How, that is awful of them. Why would they do that to somebody? Took his grandfather's name. What a poor family. Yeah, yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, the Aaron Cresswell, the football player, was the reason why I couldn't get Crazy Cresswell as a Twitter handle back when I actually used Twitter / X or whatever you want to call it now. Because there was a fan account called Crazy Cresswell, and yeah, it was really annoying because it was the only thing I didn't have that was just Crazy Cresswell. But it's fine because I don't use Twitter anymore, so I don't care that I don't have that one as Crazy Cresswell. Yeah, sorry. It's the wrong way around. To be fair, that Crazy Cresswell fan account, it actually got banned. So I was hoping they would, like, release it at some point after a while of it being, like, banned to be able to, like, be picked up again, but it never has, so I was never able to change my handle to that. But, like I say, I don't use that anymore, so... But I still have the account and I still receive notifications, so I did see your tweet. I just don't go on it, like, to look at anything or post anything. First Pokemon Go account got banned, and you kept asking them to release the username. That's annoying. Yeah, there was this whole thing when Elon Musk bought Twitter that he was gonna like release a load of old usernames to be able to be used again, and he never did, which is really annoying. Ah, yeah, fair enough. You just want the name. But yeah, like I say, I don't use Twitter anymore, so I'm not too worried that it's the wrong way round compared to everything else. At least I've got everything else being the same. Yeah. No warning, just insta-ban. That's annoying. I'm pretty sure my Pokemon Go is just Crazy Cresswell. You've relied on Radio Calf for... Do you actually pronounce it as Calf, or do you go Radio CAF? Because I can obviously kind of guess what the CAF is. The first one, you do go for Calf. Okay, Radio Calf. I wasn't sure. But I can assume what the CAF is for. Knowing, now that I know what your surname is anyway. I mean, I only worked it out because I knew your surname. Oh, that was a female. Oops, I've just nicknamed this thing A. Oh, hopefully it's not shiny. You were 7 years old setting up your first ever email account on Hotmail. Every name you were able to think of was taken back then. You would suggest random usernames that would be a part of your personal info with a random word attached to it. One of the suggestions was Radio Calf, so you went with it. Intending to change it at a later date. You're 36 now. Nice. I'm lucky enough that not many people go for the name Crazy and then anything else. Like Crazy Cresswell is very uncommon. It was really annoying that I couldn't get it on Twitter. But when Blue Sky came out, when I was like, I need to get this straight away, just in case, just to make sure. And I did, so it was all good. Used to know of a Chris with the same surname as me, but you can't think of where you know that name from. My surname is in Harry Potter. There is a character with the surname Cresswell in Harry Potter. Dirk Cresswell. He's only briefly mentioned a couple of times. And I don't think it's mentioned in the movies, just the books. Yeah, my first name's in the Bible. Quite an important character as well. Probably. I don't know. I haven't read the Bible properly. I say properly, as if there's an improper way. I guess you could jump around in the Bible. That's a female. It's been a long time since I even looked at a Bible, let alone picked one up and opened it. I'm not religious. Instruction or duress. I used to go to a church and like this church youth thing. I'm not sure what it was called, but that was more because my mom went to church, so she took us to church, and then she wanted me to do this youth thing, like, because she was friends with the people who were running it and stuff. So, but the moment my parents gave me a choice, I was like, nah, I'm okay, thanks. You used to live opposite a church, like an after-school club. Yeah, my thing, it was like in the evenings, and we like did like events and stuff. Like we did this, we did a like a, I can't remember, a 24-hour fast like charity thing. That's like the only thing I remember from it, from doing it. I can't even remember how long I was doing it for. Not the fast, as in going to this group thing. Oh no. I'm not a believer, but if people want to believe it, then that's their choice. Like, I'm not gonna say that they can't. Like, everyone is entitled to their opinions on whatever subject they want an opinion on. And I'm not going to try and force my opinion onto anyone else. I wouldn't want somebody else's opinion forced on me, so I'm not going to force my opinion on somebody else. Some people do, though. Some people do like that. But I like the analogy. That's good. Well, I'm just mashing B because I'm listening to the music, not realizing the conversation has ended. Yeah, a lot of people have been saying that. But I don't really have a choice. So it is what it is. Also, somebody once said to me when I was doing double hunts, double starter resets for a shiny badge quest, they were like, doing 2 games for a shiny badge quest feels like cheating. And I was like, I don't really care. I'm having fun. And then I thought more about it and was like, you know what? They're kind of right. If I'm doing a shiny badge quest, I should be just hunting on the one game that I'm doing the shiny badge quest on it. Yes, it's a shiny badge quest, yeah. You did Celebi? It took you 2 weeks, only stopping when you had it. All of your spare time went into hunting it. 6,337 resets took you. Oh wow, nice. I have done Celebi, Crystal Celebi resets in the past. When like the game came out, like fairly soon after the Virtual Console games came out, and I got it very quickly. I think it was like 2,000 something or other. So that was good. I am going to be. That is in the plan to do again. The Celebi will be part of my Shiny Badge quest. Celebi will be the final hunt of the Shiny Badge quest, because I thought it'd be cool to do that one last. I've kind of got most of the hunts mapped out. Well, I say most of. I've got like the first half of the game mapped out, because obviously this is Crystal, so you got Kanto. You've got Kanto as well afterwards. I am going to be going through all 16 gyms, so this is a long Shiny Badge quest, because we've got to do a Shiny before each one. So, and also I do extra. So a lot of people, when they're doing Shiny Badge quests, they count the starter as the one for the first gym. I don't do that. I count the starter as just the start of the game. This is how you start the game. Then you do a Shiny hunt for the first gym. So I actually get extra Shinies over most people when they do Shiny Badge quests. So, yeah. No, that's not why I'm called crazy. That's not it. I'm not crazy. Okay, maybe I am a bit. But that's not where I got the name from. That was from football. But yeah, so I've got obviously this, and then I'm going to be trying to get a Ghastly. Aren't we all a little crazy? Of course. I'm just more crazy than most. Yeah, so this one, and then we'll do a Ghastly. There's a chance of getting a Rattata with that one, because it'll be in the Sprout Tower. That'll be one for our first gym. Then I want Wooper, because it's a cool shiny. And that'll be the one before the Azalea City gym. Azalea Town. Is that a town or a city? That's a town, right? There's not many towns that are have Pokemon gyms, but I think that is one of them. Then we're going to try. This is one that's very unlikely to actually come out as I'm hoping it will. We're going to try and get the Heracross from the tree headbutts. But the likelihood is I get a Spearow. I've done a Heart Gold Shiny Badge quest in the past, and I tried that Heracross twice in that Shiny Badge quest and got Spearow twice. So maybe third time lucky in headbutts. This time in a different game though. So yeah, I'd like the Heracross before Whitney's gym, because, you know, fighting type, useful against normal type. So that's why I went for that. But I will also hopefully have a Ghastly that will help as well. And it's a nice shiny as well, Heracross. Then we'll be doing the Eevee before the Ecruteak City gym, and I will be evolving it into an Umbreon, which should hopefully help us against the Ghost gym. Umbreon is my favorite shiny, which is why I'm going for Umbreon. Then we're going to do the Odd Egg, which is like a kind of free shiny. It's a 1 in 7 chance of getting a shiny. Is it 1 in 7? I think it's a 1 in 7. But obviously eggs in this game take quite a while to hatch. But yeah, so we're doing the Odd Egg after that. And I don't really care which one of the Odd Egg I get. It's just, the Odd Egg is in Crystal, might as well do it. So, yeah, so Eevee before the Ecruteak City gym. Then we're going to do Odd Egg before the Cianwood City gym. Then I'm actually cheating. Well, some people call this cheating. I call it I'm doing a lot of shinies, so I'm giving myself this one. We're going to get a red Gyarados. It's going to be very long hunt, that one. A very long hunt. That's going to take me ages. Then I'm actually going to do the Electrode in the Rocket Hideout again, because it could be useful to have an electric type, because that will be because Gyarados will be before Jasmine's gym, because that's useful for the Steelix, not the Magnemite. Obviously, it's not very good against Magnemite. You should hunt Magikarp with the red Gyarados in the background. No, I'm not doing that. No, would be funny, but I'm doing a lot of 19, I think 19 hunts, or 18 if you get rid of the Gyarados one, I guess. I think it's 18 hunts plus Gyarados. So I'm giving myself a freebie on that one. So that'll be before Jasmine, and then before Price, I'll do the Electrode, because he has a lot of water, like a lot of his ice team is actually water type, so Electrode would be good, and it's cool shiny, and it's obviously a one chance to get it kind of thing, like during the story. This is the only time you can get it, so it'd be kind of cool to get that one. Then after that, we're going to go for Lapras in Union Cave, because again, it's a cool Pokemon and it's an ice type, which will be good against Claire. So that gets me to 8. That gets me to all the way through the gyms. Yeah, I'm kind of picking my hunts because I've given myself this rule is whichever Pokemon I get shiny before each gym, I have to use in that gym. That way I use the shinies that I'm getting, not just getting them. So if I'm gonna have to use the shiny in a gym, I want to make sure it's something that is actually useful for that gym. So if we go for Pokemon that are good against each gym, then that's a bonus for it. Yeah, so that gets me to, that's 9 shinies, including the red Gyarados, 8 gym badges, and then I actually do one before the league. Not everyone does one before the league. I like to do one before the league. So my one before the league is actually going to be Suicune. I've already tested this. You don't have to do the Suicune when the event first pops up. You can delay Suicune. Because it pops up, I think... I want to say it pops up, like, quite early on. I think you can go do it after... It's after the rocket takeover of the radio tower, which is after Price, before Claire. You can do it at that point, but you don't have to actually do it at that point. You don't have to go and speak to them. You can just delay it. I have tested that in a playthrough of Crystal. So we're going to leave that Suicune until I've beaten Claire, and then get the Suicune for the Pokemon League, because obviously it's the box art legend, so it'd be cool to do that one and have that before the league and use it throughout the league. Your favorite games are Hoenn, and you had to rely on Pokemon Rescue Team to help you know. Gen 2 is my favorite. Silver was my first Pokemon game, so I put a lot of hours into Gold, Silver, Crystal, Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Especially Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I put so many hours into those games. But I know most of the Pokemon games. I could walk you through most Pokemon games from memory. I played all of them multiple times. I guess the only ones I haven't really played that much of are Scarlet and Violet, because they've only just come out, and Legends ZA I've only played once, and Arceus I've only played once because there's only one. Whereas everything else I played at least twice, because there's 2 versions. I played every version. You're a Gen 1er? I'm a Gen 2er, but I also had Gen 1 very early on as well. And I played a lot of Gen 1. I have actually been playing, not Gen 1, but I've been playing through Kanto again recently, or over the past couple of days, I should say, because I got the Fire Red Leaf Green for the Switch when they released those on Thursday. No, yesterday. Yesterday, sorry, not Thursday. So I've been playing that. I'm currently on the SS Anne, so I'm still quite close to the beginning of the game, to be honest. But I'm having fun with it. Again, I know those games very well, even the post-game stuff. You picked out 2? Go actually play it. Thought you'd have time yesterday, but it wasn't to be. Ah, yeah, fair enough. I'm kind of doing it as a soft Nuzlocke because I played Kanto and like Fire Red Leaf Green so many times that it gets a little bit boring just to do a regular playthrough. So I kind of doing it as a soft Nuzlocke. I'm like, if a Pokemon dies, I'm like, did it die? No, not really. But I'm using it as Nuzlocke encounter rules, really. It's more just my team is being picked by Nuzlocke rules. My playing of the game is not Nuzlocke rules. I used to play Nuzlocke a lot. But I just can't be bothered for the whole Pokemon dying thing anymore. I'm like, nah, can't be bothered. I'll use the Nuzlocke rules to pick my team, so that I'm not just picking the same Pokemon over and over and over every single time. If I have it, so I can only catch the first Pokemon on each route. That way, I build a team that's different each time, or not necessarily every time. There's obviously still a lot of the same Pokemon, because like there's only Pidgey and Rattata on Route 1, so every single Nuzlocke will have a Pidgey or Rattata that I catch. Where did we get it? Yeah, okay. Let's go back to the shinies that we're getting at. So Suicune before the Pokemon League, and then I've actually only got 2 after that. I want to do the Snorlax because again, it's a one-time event thing. So it'd be cool to do that one. So that one won't be straight away because you have to go. There's a bit that you can do. Like I'm not gonna unlock the whole of the Kanto region before doing any of the gyms. I'm gonna do the gyms as I'm finding them. So we'll get to Vermilion. I will do Lieutenant Surge's gym, but I won't be able to hunt Snorlax at that point because you need to do a little bit more of the game before Snorlax becomes available through the Pokeflute radio station. So when that becomes available, we will do the Snorlax, and then the final hunt before we face Red will be Celebi. But in terms of the rest of the Kanto gyms, I'm not sure what I'm going to hunt yet. Haven't decided. Yeah, exactly. I enjoyed... So, because we're doing 2 regions, essentially, I've done it in both ways. It was fun to go through and work out what Pokemon I will like where for the first half of the game. Like, oh, this would be fun to do this hunt. So it was fun to pick that. And then I get the other way of, I'll do it on the fly. When I get to the gym, I'll go, what's around me? What can I get? What's useful for this gym? So I'm actually doing this, will be in both different ways of picking your hunts kind of thing. So it's kind of cool because there's so many hunts to do. Obviously, this is a very long-term plan because we're still on Cyndaquil and it's been nearly a year. I started in April last year. Obviously, I'm only doing this on Fridays and Saturdays, and obviously not every Friday and Saturday because I was not streaming yesterday. So that's why it's taken me so long to do it as well. But we have sunk very close to 106 hours into this now. Yeah, I'm not in a rush. I'm having fun. It's going to be fun to play a Gen 2 game with a shiny team. So that's what I'm kind of like in my mind while I'm doing this. I'm like, yeah, it's going to be fun when I actually get there. When I started this project, I knew it was going to be a long one. So it was like, I'm not annoyed that it's taking long because I went into this going, this is going to take me a long time. My plan is to do every generation, do a shiny badge quest for it, but not in order. I'm not doing Gen 2, Gen 3, Gen 4 because that would be like long hunt, long hunt, long hunt, long hunt, short, 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 short. Because obviously the odds get better. So I'm going to do Gen 2, then I'm going to do whatever the latest gen is at that point that has like a way of doing it. So probably Gen 10, because I can't imagine I'm going to finish this before Gen 10 comes out. Oh, female. And then once we've done that one, we'll come back to Gen 3. However, Gen 3 I'm doing slightly differently. Gen 3 I'm going to be doing as RNG manipulation, because I've never done it before, and I thought, you know what, this would be a good opportunity to do some RNG manipulation, or learn it, I should say. You have to leave for work at 10 PM, back on night shifts. Ugh, fair enough. You want to do all your shiny hunts in the original region, you can get the Pokemon. So Johto in Gen 2, or Gen 2 remakes, Kanto and Fire Red Leaping, or Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, but all like full odds. That's fair, that's cool. Yeah, I'm doing original regions, so that's why I'm doing my Johto is Gen 2. So I'm working through generations rather than regions. You're worried that if you do it, you'll invalidate your other shinies, but that's only because you care too much about what other people think. Yeah, fair. I've done so much shiny hunting that I think it'd be cool to learn a different way of doing things. And I'm only going to do it for Gen 3. Like, I know you can RNG manip in other games. I'm only going to do it for the one shiny badge quest. So it'll only be 10 Pokemon. Because again, I'll do my starter, 8 gyms, and the league. So it'll only be 10 shinies that I have RNG manipulated for. But I think it'd be fun just to try out, kind of thing. And I don't know how to do it at the moment. I'm going to learn it while I'm streaming it. So the process will be like, the streams will be me learning how to do it as well. So it'd be kind of cool to like have that documented. I'm making sure I'm not looking into how it works and stuff until I start doing it. I've obviously seen people doing it because that's how I know about it, but I've never looked into actually how to do it myself. Yeah, I've never really cared too much about other people like caring about my shinies. Like, a lot of people put like preference on the Pokeball used that you catch your shinies in because it looks cool and stuff, and everyone like seems to hate on other people who don't do it that way. And I'm always like, I'm just going to use whatever ball is best for this situation. I want to catch that shiny and I want to get it now. Hi Z, how you doing? That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Yeah, most of my shinies are in quick balls or dusk balls. I mean, dusk balls are my favorite ball anyway, so if I can catch a shiny in a dusk ball, then I'm liking it. I have a dusk ball plush up on my shelf. It's not down with the other plushes. It's up on my shelves. I just like dust balls. Hi Triggery. How are you doing today? Your stance is that you don't care if you hunt full odds or method, if you RNG manip or speed up emulator, if you cheat them in even. All you care about is that you don't lie about how. Yeah, no, yeah. If people want to play with a full, as a kid I had, well, I still have it. What are they called? Action replay. I turned every Pokemon shiny because it was like, I can turn every Pokemon shiny. I'm gonna do that. But then I don't use any of that for like my living decks and stuff. You doing well? You got your new badge now for 3 months? Nice. I can't see them on the thing I'm using, unfortunately. I still have my stuff. This is the power save for the 3DS, and oh, they're both power saves for the 3DS. I have 2 of those. Everything else is here somewhere. You deleted all your save files when you decided to go legit, and you wish you didn't because you lost all the legit Pokemon you got on those saves along with the cheated ones. You have no Pokemon from your childhood. To be fair, I don't keep sentimental value over any of my Pokemon. The only ones I care like anything about are shinies. Yes, that is Triggery, who I've known for many, many years through Twitch. And he's the reason why I've even been going to EUIC. And then obviously this year, the Brofessors came to EUIC, so I met them for the first time. I've known Triggery for nearly 10 years now. Later this year it'll be 10 years. I think. I'm pretty sure. Because I'm coming up to 10 years of streaming. In September. Look, Trigger, you're famous. Since nearly 10 years since we've known each other for. I started streaming in September 2016. And I've known you since very close to when I started streaming. I'm actually planning to do a big 10-year streamiversary event thing as well. I need to actually plan, not just wing it. Oh, female, because I would like to do a 24-hour live stream, and obviously that's not something you can really just wing it. You kind of need to plan that kind of thing. I've done 12-hour streams. I've done a lot of 12-hour streams. But I've never done a 24-hour stream. You're too old for that. I mean, I'm probably too old for it too. You do 2 hours and you roll eyes. Alright, get me to bed. I mean, I stream 2.5 to 3 hours every day. So is a week's worth of streams in one day? No, 2 weeks worth of streams in one day, sorry. But Yeah, I've done 12 hours, and 12 hours is fine. Like I can do 12 hours easy, but it's just that jump to 24 hours is quite a big one. One of the things that I would quite like to do during the 24-hour stream, Triggery, if you're up for it, is to do a shiny triathlon as like a callback to things I've done in the past. Obviously, we wouldn't do that for the whole 24 hours. I'm not asking you to come to my stream for 24 hours. But one section of my 24-hour streams, I would like to do a shiny triathlon. A shiny what? A shiny triathlon. It's something that GFG? GFG made it, right? One of our friends came up with this idea for a shiny hunt race. Where you hunt. It's in Gen 6, so you do chain fishing, then you do horde hunting, and then you do friend safari. Oh god, I'm blurry. And it's the first one to get a shiny in each of the 3 methods, essentially, is the winner. We even did a shiny triathlon tournament at one point. That was fun. That was a fun tournament. Dex no tiebreaker. I mean, if 2 people get a shiny Pokemon in Friend Safari at the same time, that's quite impressive. I don't think we'd need a tiebreaker, but... I'll obviously have to talk to you a bit closer to the time, Triggery, about, like, timings and stuff. Because obviously... if I'm streaming for 24 hours, I can do it whenever in that 24 hours, but we'd need to plan it in for around a time that you're available as well. Because the plan is not just to play Pokemon. I want to play other stuff in that stream as well. But Pokemon will be a big focus of the stream because that's where I started. Because I used to be just a Pokemon streamer. Is it going to be on a weekday or a weekend? Most likely a weekend. I want to do it around the actual time of my stream anniversary, which I want to say was the 16th, but I don't remember now. What day? I've got it written down. 18th of September. So let me just do this reset. Uh, 18th is a Friday, so we'd probably do it Friday to Saturday. Yeah, 18th of September is when I hit 10 years of streaming. So I'd likely do it Friday to Saturday. Take Friday off work, and maybe take Monday off work as well, to help me recover. Don't worry, Trigger. I'll speak to you closer to the time, just to arrange timings and stuff, so that we can actually like get the triathlon like penciled in properly. I'll come up with like a stream schedule for that day, like a whole 24 schedule kind of thing, 24-hour schedule. Because I'm not gonna just play Pokemon. I know a lot of people won't want to be there for the whole, like, they'll want to see certain things I'm doing. So I'll make it so the schedule is available beforehand as well, so people can work out when they want to actually join and watch and stuff. My only thing is, obviously, there'll be a new football season at that point. I don't know when Villa will be playing, so it'll be. Hopefully, they're not playing on the Saturday or the Friday night. That would be annoying, but if they are, then I'll just have to go. This is a game I'm not watching, which is a very rare occasion where I don't watch an Aston Villa match. But a 10-year stream anniversary is quite a big thing, so if I have to miss one football match for it, so be it. We'll probably be doing some Crystal Shiny Badge Quest then as well. Hopefully, I'm not still doing Cyndaquil at that point. You know what I just thought as well? We could do a throwback to when I used to open TCG packs. I could buy a booster box, a special occasion booster box, just for that stream. Did I see the Pokemon Presents yesterday? I certainly did. I didn't watch it at the time because I was at work, but I watched it when I got home. Most of it was boring. Most of it I didn't really care about. But Gen 10 was cool. I'm gonna have to assume that during a Pokemon stream, people aren't gonna be worried about seeing spoilers or hearing spoilers, because obviously we're streaming Pokemon. You play Sleep as well? I play Sleep. I also play TCG Pocket as well, but not the battling. I just I collect the cards in TCG Pocket. So I've started doing the battles, like the monthly battles, just to get more of the hourglasses. But I just set it to auto and use the rentals for it. I'm like, I can't be able to actually like play TCG. You play Sleep and Go. I don't play Go. I used to, but I stopped because I used to live in a place that it was like absolutely awful to play in because there was nothing. And then I just never really got back into it. So yeah, the only thing I was like looking out for on there, was Gen 10, but also Pokopia. I have pre-ordered and will be playing that. Not on stream, that's an off-stream game that I'll be playing. But I will be playing some Pokopia when that comes out next week. But yes, I like the look of Gen 10. I'm hoping it actually is good though. Another female. I already know which starter I think I'm going to pick as well. I'm glad they're waiting. I don't need a Pokemon game every year. I'm more than happy to wait if that means they get a better release. Fire type for you? Mine would be Gekwa. Gekwa? Gekwa. The water gecko. Another peanut. Misclick. I just so hope that we don't get like humanoid final evolutions again. Like, can we need to stop with this. I want my Pokemon to be monsters. So the Pomeranian better stay on its four legs for the entire evolution line. And I don't want my Gecko turning into a sniper. I know. I'm just hoping. I know. Well, to be fair, Fuecoco, that was on four legs. That one actually went the opposite way. It stood on two legs and then went down to four. So, however, Sprigatito did the opposite. That went from 4 to 2. Yeah, Poplio is a good example. That one didn't. And you can't really... Grookey to Rillaboom, I mean, it's a gorilla. Like, it kind of makes sense that it was like that. So, that one's fine. Yes, true. Another female. Another female. I do think I know which of the two games I would main as well. So I will be getting and playing through both games, but the one I will like stream when it first comes out will be Wins. Personally, mainly because if I'm going for Water Gecko, I suspect the Waves Legendary will be a Water type. I don't want to use a Water type starter and then go for a Water type Legendary. So I'll go Winds, expecting a Flying type Legendary. But obviously that could all change. We've literally seen, what, like 2 minutes of it? That's just on first reactions. Water Gecko and Winds will be my main playthrough. Water Dragon and Flying Dragon, you bet. They do like the dragon type legendaries, don't they? We've got so many flying dragons though. Flying type is your favorite, so you're going wind. No, my favorite type is dragon. So if they're both dragons, then I'm happy with either. But I kind of don't want them to be dragons. I like dragons, obviously, but we've got, especially if it's going to be flying dragon. We've got so many flying dragons. I want something else. Give me flying something else. Or just pure flying. We don't have many of those. I know we have another legend that is pure flying. Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to think what types would be cool to have matched with water and flying for legendaries. The problem with flying is often it is associated as a secondary typing to most Pokemon. That flying type is always kind of the second part of Pokemon's type. So maybe a pure flying would be cool because then it doesn't have a secondary typing, so it kind of just works on its own. But then would you go pure flying and pure water to balance it still? Don't worry, that's fine. Thanks for stopping by though. Oh yeah, true you are. Well, thanks for stopping by. Prima. Have I played Fire Red or Leaf Green on the Switch yet? Yes. I bought both and I've started playing Fire Red. I'm currently on the SS Anne. I'm doing it as a soft Nuzlocke, as in, by that I mean I'm doing Nuzlocke encounters, and that is it. So I'm only catching the first Pokemon I find on each route and building a team from that. But if a Pokemon faints, then I just heal it. I can't be bothered for the whole dying thing, but I want to make it so I'm not just using the same Pokemon over and over. So I'm using Nuzlocke encounter rules to pick my team. So far, I think I like the team I've kind of built up. I started with Charmander, so it's now a Charmeleon. I have a Raticate, which is actually kind of good. Like, Stab Normal is actually really good. I just picked up a Diglett to help me with the gym. I have a Mankey as well. And I taught Dig to Mankey. So Mankey and Diglett are going to be kind of my go-to Pokemon for Lieutenant Surge's gym. What else do I have? I can't remember what else I've got on my team. Oh, an Oddish as well. I picked up an Oddish. Just because then I have a grass type, because it's always good to have kind of a fire, grass, water core to your team. I don't have the water yet, but I will likely put a water type on my team. And when I play through Leaf Green, I'm going to make sure I'm using different Pokemon. So my Nuzlocke encounters will, anything that I use in the league when I complete or when I finish playing Fire Red, whatever team I've used at the end of that game, those Pokemon will be excluded from the encounters in Leaf Green. You're going to buy one for now. Which one do you reckon you should get? I don't think it really matters, to be honest. They're both pretty much exactly the same. It's only in those games. The only difference is a few encounters. So whichever box art you like more of Charizard or Venusaur. That's another thing. You Fire Red then? Nice. One thing I have noticed from playing it is most of my time spent in the old games now is in emulators with speed up buttons. Oh my god, it is painful to like grind up without a speed up button. I'm just so used to using a speed up button when grinding in when playing Gen 3 that when you don't have a speed up button in Gen 3, it feels like so slow. that's the only way you've played these games before, was on an emulator back in 2017. Well, it's still fun. It just, grinding does take a little bit longer because obviously you can't speed up. That's the only time I like use speed up when I'm playing Pokemon anyway, is when I'm grinding. I don't like to use speed up to like go through dialogue and stuff. So the rest of the game feels fine. I also, one thing I don't like about Leaf Green and Fire Red is like how late you get the running shoes. You don't get the running shoes until after the first gym. It's like, what? Why? Why do I have to wait all the way here to get running shoes? Just give them to me earlier. I say that as if I'm not playing a game right now that has no running shoes. So I'm going to be walking the whole time. It's not that bad. And it's a legit copy that you can then transfer Pokemon into Pokemon Home eventually when it becomes compatible. Obviously you can't take them back out again, but when you think that actual Gen 3 like cartridges, they're like what, 70-80 quid, which would be like what, 80-90 US, maybe even 100 Australian dollars. Maybe, I can't remember what the conversion between. Maybe even double that. It might be double because my games were $16.99 and yours are 30. So yeah, it's a fair amount of money for a game that's 22 years old, but it's not that bad. Female. Gotta find your capture card so you can play it on the on your monitor. Fair enough. I have a built-in capture card. Built into my PC. I used to have an external one, but when I built this PC, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get one built in. Or build one in, I should say, because I built it myself. Another thing now. Fair enough. I have an Elgato. Elgato kind of rules my streaming world. my lights are Elgato. My capture card is Elgato. My green screen is Elgato. You haven't used it since BDSP. Fair enough. Still works. Hey, nice. Now you gotta find the controller for the Joy-Cons. I do not like using Joy-Cons. That's why I get a Pro controller. It's one of the things that I really don't like about Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, is I have to use a Joy-Con. You've never played the Let's Go games? They're fun. It's just annoying that you have to use a Joy-Con and you have to do the motion control stuff to catch Pokemon. But I actually quite like the game still. And art style, ooh, very much like the Let's Go art style. I much prefer the Let's Go art style to Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet. You didn't get a Switch till Sword and Shield came out. That's fair. Because I stream Pokemon a lot, I'm obviously got a Switch when Pokemon was coming out for it. Because I was like, I need to stream this. It's kind of the reason why I get a lot of stuff, is just so that I have it for streaming. That is one of the things that becoming a variety streamer has like kind of almost ruined for me, is when new games come out, I'm like, oh, I want to play this. I always go, but I would like to stream it and have the stream as my like blind playthrough, my first playthrough. And it's like, I can't play every game when it comes out and stuff on stream because we would never finish anything. So it's like, there's so many games coming out that I'm like, oh, I want to play that, I want to play that. And I'm like, I never get, I've not got around to playing them yet because I've got so much stuff to stream. Yeah. But I don't want to then play them off stream because I'm like, but I really want to have the stream as my initial reaction to the game. Back when I was just a Pokemon streamer, it was fine. I just played whatever game I wanted to play in my own time. Because I was only playing Pokemon. Obviously the Pokemon games I play as soon as they come out. But that still worked then. But now, as a variety streamer, lots of games come out that I want to play, and like they overlap each other. It's like I can't start every game. Hey, that's our first double female today. I've had a few females, but first double. But any games I see that I want to play, I do put onto the list, so that when I finish a game, I can spin the wheel and maybe get one of the new games or one of the old games. It doesn't really matter. Okay, we went from no double females to a triple female. The better way of doing it, you mean? Yes. The rival taking the starter with an advantage should always be a thing. Six. Actually, no. Six has got. I think is it six? No, it might be seven. I don't remember. I know five had two rivals, so they had one each. Each rival had one, so that kind of works. That's the best way of doing it, really, is having two rivals, one with the stronger starter to you and one with the weaker. I think that's the best way of doing it. But if you're only doing one rival, then the rival needs to have a Pokemon that's stronger against yours. I think it was Gen... well, Gen 6... Did Gen 6 have two people with the starters? No, I don't think they did. I can't remember now. I feel like it was Gen 6 that did the first one where it was the wrong way. But I could be wrong. I haven't played Gen 6 in a long time. If it wasn't Gen 6, I'm pretty sure it's Gen 7. I know Gen 8 definitely had the rival with the weaker starter. Oh yeah, no, okay, never mind. The Gen 6 had two rivals. As in, there were two of your friends had the starters, so you had one of each. One with a strong one with a weak one. So your actual rival, like Serena or Caleb? I want to say it was Caleb. Can't remember their default names. They did have the one that was weak. Strong against you. Shauna had the one that was weak against you. Okay. Good to know. So I'm pretty sure then it was Gen 7 that did it, where you only have one rival, and they have the one that's weak to yours. It's a female. Gen 7. Gen 7 was the first of the ones where you have one rival and they pick the one that's weak to you. Oops. I was mashing A. Yep. I was in university. I actually remember Auras better. I remember getting the demo for Auras. That's the I want to say that's the only Pokemon game that's had a demo. But I could be wrong. That's the only one I remember having a demo. If you get to level 13, you can have Metal Claw. And they don't have any rock... Oh, no. Actually, no, they do. They have Rock Tomb. I was going to say they don't have any rock type moves. They don't have any rock type moves in Gen 1. But then you don't get Metal Claw in Gen 1. But yeah, you can get Metal Claw at level 13, and you're still under the level of the Onyx at that point. So, depending on if you're trying to not over level. But also, you could get a Mankey on Route... I don't remember, 22? Route 22? Which has Low Kick, or learns Low Kick fairly early on, which is very good against Onyx, because Onyx is very heavy, and Low Kick works on the weight of the Pokemon. You never finished this game, so it's gonna be fun. Nice. There's quite a bit of post game in these games as well. It's pretty fun actually going through the Sevi Isles. Also, in case you don't know, and whether you want to do this or not, it's up to you. But after the 7th gym, after you beat Blaine, Bill comes and asks you if you want to go help him on the Sevi Isles. You get stuck there when you do, if you say yes to that, until you finish the quest. But you can actually say no, and you don't actually have to do any of the Sevi Isles until post game if you don't want to. It's just something that a lot of people don't know, that you can just say no to him and then finish the game and then do all of the Sevi Isles stuff. It's up to you. You can do this, like, there's nothing wrong with doing the Sevi Isles stuff. It's just whether you want to do, when you get the 7th gym, do you want to break up your game and do the Sevi Isles before just finishing the game, or if you want to finish the game and then do the Sevi Isles stuff all as one thing. Grinding in Route 1 while watching. Level 9 so far. Are you going to do the rival fight on Route 22? Just be careful if you do, because he will have his starter, I think it's level 9 or 10, and it knows the attack that is super effective against you. So you might want a secondary Pokemon at like level 9 or 10 that you can use against it, rather than using your starter. I've played these games a lot. I know how the beginning works. When do you get Pokeballs? Wait, you haven't got the Pokeballs yet? Okay, you need to go to the mart in Viridian City and get Oak's parcel. Take it back to Oak and he'll give you 5 Pokeballs. There is actually a in Gen 1, not these games, but in Gen 1, there is actually a something that very, very, very few people know about. So when you're playing Gen 1, actual Gen 1, when you get your Pokedex from Professor Oak, he doesn't actually give you any Pokeballs in that game. So you have to get your first Pokeballs, you have to go buy Pokeballs. But there's actually a cool thing that you can do in Gen 1, where if you... It's a little bit difficult to do because of what you need to do for it. But basically, if you... When you get your Pokedex, if you go and fight your rival on Route 22, beat your rival without buying or catching a Pokemon. Like, don't buy any Pokeballs, don't catch any Pokemon, beat your rival, go back to Professor Oak. He actually gives you 5 Pokeballs at that point. But the difficult part of that is beating your rival with a Pokemon that is weak to his Pokemon. Because he, again, in that game, he's got to the point where his starter has got a move that's super effective against you. And you have to go through, I think it's a Pidgey that knows Sand Attack, which it likes to Sand Attack you. So that then you miss your attacks, and the rival fight, if you're doing it with just your starter in Gen 1, is actually quite difficult. But I tend to do it every time because getting the free Pokeballs is kind of cool. And very few people actually know about it. Because even like on Bulbapedia, it doesn't tell you that you can get Pokeballs from Professor Oak. What I might do at some point is do like full Pokemon guides, not guides, but like playthroughs of every single Pokemon game, like in as much detail as I can do. Like stream those. I don't know when I'd do that. Not sure. But I think it'd be pretty fun to do. So go through the game, catching every single Pokemon, getting every single item, talking to every person. The only things I wouldn't do is like the Battle Tower and Battle Frontier stuff. I don't care for those. I can't be bothered to 100% those. I'm not a competitive battler. But doing everything else, I think would be pretty fun to do for every single game. But again, I don't know when I'm going to do that though. Unless what I could do is after each shiny badge quest, I could do another generation of full playthroughs. So after this, I do a full playthrough of the 3 Gen 1 games. Maybe I'll do that. So break up my shiny hunting with full playthroughs. And then there can be kind of a guide, a video guide for each game. I know there's loads of video guides for for all of the games, but I think it'd be fun to make one myself. It's a female. How many females on my head now? So I should have seen 1,197, and I've seen 1,226. So that's 29 ahead of where we should be. We started the day 30 ahead of where we should have been. So we're pretty much on par today with seeing the right amount. Ooh, my favorite song. There's another female. now we're back to 30. So we've seen today the exact right amount of females so far. No, I double clicked. It's another female. It's another female. Does this game have the experience share, as in the game you're playing? Yes. It's in the between house, like the gatehouse to the east or right of Fuchsia City. You need to have seen, well, not seen. You need to have owned. Oh, I can't remember how many Pokemon it is now. I think it's like 50 Pokemon, something like that. It's an experience share that's a held item. Yeah. So only one Pokemon is gaining the experience. Small female. Not a female. It's a female. Hey, we're down to the last few of resets for today. So female. Okay, the penultimate reset. Come on, shiny. Not shiny. Okay, last one for today then. 9,600. First of all, is it going to be male? Yep, okay. Not shiny. Alright. Well. Oh, we keep going then. Well, not today, but the hunt continues next week. Right, so that is where we're going to end it for today's stream. So we didn't get a shiny, but we had fun, and I've enjoyed it. And we'll be back with some more of this on Friday at 9 PM UK time, where we'll do another 200 resets or get a shiny. So yeah, and if we don't get it by the end of next week, we'll be at 10,000 resets. I'll be into set. What's 5? Centroplet? How do you say 5? Like you got triple digits, quadruple digits. What's that? What's the 5? Whatever, doesn't matter. That's the highest I've ever been. Well, this is already the highest I've ever been in a shiny hunt. But that will be the first time I'm going into 5 digits in a shiny hunt. But anyway, yeah, that's next weekend. So yeah, Friday at 9 PM UK time, we'll jump back into this. Between now and then, though, we do have a stream on Monday, where we'll be jumping back into FC 26, continuing our Crazy Town Realistic Road to Glory. Probably, we might finish season number 9. We might not. There's still quite a few games to go, so it'll either be Monday or Tuesday that we finish season number 9. And potentially, we're still in the Champions League, so there is a potential that we actually finish our FC 26 series this week. And once we finish that, we're going to jump back into Indiana Jones and the Great Circle to do the DLC for that game, because we still haven't played that yet. So yeah. So yeah, that'll be Monday at 8 PM UK time, where we'll be jumping back into FC 26. Okay, but for now, that is where we're going to end it for today. So it's been fun. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching. Thank you all for being here, and I shall see you all in another stream. So thank you again, and goodbye.